drivers' stand-in, shall we? So, if we go to the driver's stand-in, so on top we've got Dark Stomper at the moment in the Haas with 162 points, and not too far behind is Veloce Ayu in the Renault with 146 points. In third is Mars, his teammate, on 72 points. Bazaboy is in fourth in the McLaren. We haven't seen him for on and off for a couple of weeks, so he is in tonight. He's on 65 points. Fatality isn't here tonight in the Ferrari on 64 points. Tim in the McLaren on 48 points. The Renault and the McLaren, so you're looking at quite a strong teams at the moment. Mitch in the Mercedes is on 46 points in seventh. Eighth is Judd Santi in the AlphaTauri on 42 points. H. Bosworth is in ninth in the Racing Point with 37 points. Beckett is on 27 points in the Alfa Romeo. Iggy Combo is on 22 points. Phoenix is in 12th in the Ferrari on 18 points. Cons YT, who isn't here tonight also, is on 8 points. Milan Massimo is on 6 points in 14th. Carl is in 15th. Who's in the Racing Point on Tuesday night. He's in the Red Bull on a Sunday night, and we've got Velo as well, who is a brand new driver. We had a trial earlier on, so he's racing with us tonight for the first time. So Lee, what are you thinking about the top of that championship at the minute between Veloce and Dark Stomper?
Yeah, it's spicing up a wee bit. I mean, Dark Stomper did miss a few races, so that kind of allowed Ayub to catch up a bit. But yeah, Dark Stomper's just came back, and I think it's, what was that, 4 wins in a row he's had?
I think, yeah, he did. Veloce won last week, of course, and stopped his momentum just slightly. But yeah, and of course, Veloce reserved last night in Monday night, and he won the race at China, and they got that next week, of course, so he's going to probably be feeling confident into next week.
Oh yeah, you'll be able to hopefully carry that momentum forward into Japan, and could possibly get the win here.
Yeah, possibly. Veloce hasn't actually come out of the garage just yet. We've got a couple of drivers on a lap. We'll stay with Velo at the minute in the Williams. Sorry, our newcomer on a lap into Spoon Curve, and really taking that quite nicely there. Lee, not getting too much on the outside on the exit, and comes down towards the famous 130R, and obviously easy flat these days through this corner. It was really profiled about 18 years ago, maybe, something like that, and made it a lot easier than it used to be. As you come down the final time here, and he's going to go a 1:26.8. So that was a very good time in Q1.
Oh yeah.
And we'll see what Mars can do next. I think Mars is the next man to cross the line.
Oh
no, sorry, Dark Stomper, and he's just he's been beaten by a little way there, with Mars coming in with a bit of a gap also. So Dark Stomper's going to be interested in that one, I think. Marshall is coming 5th fastest last of the runners to have a qualifying lap. Tim goes fastest with a 26.7. I think Velo is going to be right in with these top guys here now, Lee.
yeah, I mean, it's by the looks of it, he's just came in right away, and Dark Stomper just had to go straight on there in order to avoid holding up someone there. Must have just realised that wee bit late there.
As he's just getting out of the way racing point there, but I don't think he's on a lap because that would have been H. Bosworth as his teammate is still in the pits. Roux is on a lap. I think Beckett has just set a time he has with a 29.6, so he goes 8th fastest with the combo, holding up the rear at the minute in 9th place. And we'll just stick with Roux as he comes into the final chicane. It'll be a great overtaking opportunity into that corner. Into the race, he crosses the line, takes the shortest route to the line, and he goes 4th fastest, and it's looking quite competitive once again in that midfield, but people are a lot closer to Dark Stomper than it usually is the case, so maybe this isn't one of Dark Stomper's ideal tracks. As Buzzer Boy's just set a lap also over the 27.366, so it's very close. Very close to Roux.
Yeah, it's looking quite nice. I mean, everybody's getting quite close here. It's not too far apart.
Sorry, Lee, we've seen Phoenix has actually retired from the session, so we only have one driver be knocked out in Q1 with 11 and a bit minutes to go. I don't know what happened there. That's
a weird one.
It is a weird one. We've got clouds coming over, Lee. I'm not sure if it's going to be. Would anyone put in the comments what the quality session is going to look like in terms of weather and the race? If anyone can, we'll check that out in a few seconds. If anyone would be so kind, if they're listening and racing, as we see in Milan, getting out of the way there. So I'm not too sure what people are on laps. I think iMarshall is on the lap, reserving in the Ferrari. A very constant reserve in LFR, I think.
Yeah, I've noticed that he's been in quite often, really.
We have got a comment, Lee, that's just come in, so I'm not sure if that's about weather.
Oh, rain due in 15 minutes for quali, race looks clear. That was from Phoenix. So thanks for that.
Thanks, Phoenix. That does look very interesting. We're just on board with your teammate, see if he can do a very good job for the Scuderia. And he's just coming around the final couple of corners, just about to cross the line. He's got a 28.7 to beat, and he just beats his time and just goes ahead of Beckett in the Alfa Romeo as he slows down to let the Renault through. Veloce still hasn't come out the pits, Lee, and he's going to have to get out very soon to get a couple of laps in, as we just see in Milan, about to start a lap, Lee. As he gets onto the bump on the exit and takes the grass, and was on board in that shot, and with the shot I had, and yeah, he's completely fluffed his first lap there. I don't think he got any damage, but it's just going to have killed his straight line speed into turn 1.
Yeah, I think he crossed the line before he could. Yeah, his tyres are
he spun out
shot
again.
His tyres are shot. Yeah, I could see on his steering wheel that they are all over 100 degrees, and if that's rain inbound, that is rain inbound now.
It is. It's already in, and I think these guys in Veloce hasn't come out the pits, Lee.
Could he be out?
I think this could mean he's out. He needs to get out right now to get a lap underway. If this rain doesn't start coming in thick and fast, it may stay at this sort of heaviness or lightness as it really is. It's only just spitting. I don't think it's really going to affect the drivers at the moment, but he's still not come out the pits, and he's going to be starting right at the back. And we've seen Milan again, and he's just crashed out, retired from the session. He just needed to be a little bit more careful, Albert. These drivers, I think Veloce has just got away with that there, because he's going to be in if he sets a lap regardless. So Veloce isn't going to be out, so he hasn't got that drama to worry about. But of course, he still does need to set a lap. Yeah, so he is very lucky we got Albert on a lap. So none of these drivers up for any stakes now, as we've got two drivers out who didn't set a lap in Q1. So as we only had 17 drivers tonight, that'll be it. We've got 15 drivers ready for Q2. But of course, the rain is coming, so we may see, Lee, some guys going out on the intermediate tyres for a little bit of practice into Q2.
Possibly, I mean, just to see how things are. But to be honest, in my personal opinion, I wouldn't suggest it, because I've done it in the past where I've went out, tried to set a faster time when I'm clearly through, and I've just went and crashed it, and then that was me out of the next qualifying, so I ended up starting like 15th or something straight away.
Yeah. Of course, I say Veloce is safe, but he's on the soft tyres, Lee, so it's still not at the crossover point or very close to it, so you just need to be careful not to bin it into the wall, if one's a better phrase.
Yeah.
So we're just going to have to see what Veloce does now. I'm on board with him at the moment. Our driver is second in the championship, and we will talk about the constructors' course. I haven't forgotten about that, but some drivers got their laps underway, and now of course it's raining, so the action is happening. We've got Beckett retiring from the session. Of course, he's safe along with everyone else but Veloce at the minute. So we're just going to stick with this man for his lap and see if he can get round all in one piece, Lee.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, he could literally go around the track backwards and he'll be safe. Right now, I mean, he's in 15th place regardless. He just needs to set a time, get around in one piece.
Not invalidate, of course.
Well, there's that, yeah, of course. You don't want to be going on them curbs, really, especially that one.
He's taking big risks there.
Yeah, he's still pushing it, which wouldn't be the best idea.
No, he literally just needs to just crawl round, and he will be fine. As you say, he could do it backwards. I don't think the game would probably disqualify you after a while. I'm pretty sure. But yeah, we've got a Ferrari getting out of the way there. It's crucial. But I'm not sure on an out lap on the soft tyres again. I'm not sure if this has the rain just stopped again. It looks like it stopped there.
No, it's still coming in.
It looked like on. Oh yeah, it is still. Yeah, it looked like on iMarshall's screen when he was on board that it actually stopped. But then I went back to Veloce.
Right.
He wasn't. And he's seemingly got a clean lap in here, so he's only got 2 corners, well, 3 corners to go, including this curve here, which really is a corner actually. And he's coming across the line. He's going to be last. No, he isn't. He beats his teammate in the damp conditions, which is really is something to shout about.
Yeah, that's his way of trying to assert the dominance within the leaderboard. I mean, he's only what, 8/10 off first place, and that's in damp conditions. So that's really proven a point to the rest of the competitors out there that even if it's damp conditions, I could still set a fast time. You know. So yeah.
Well, that was an impressive time. It'll be interesting to see into Q2, Q3. If it is staying these sort of conditions, it will somewhat be on a level playing field. But as you know, in the wet league, it's not actually always such a level playing field. You really see men from the boys in that aspect in the wet sometimes.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've got 3 minutes at the end to the end of this session, and some drivers are coming out. I'm just seeing if there's any Inter drivers coming out. We've got Mars coming out on the soft tyres.
So, why don't well, since we know what everybody's through at the moment, we don't talk about the constructors.
Yeah, sure.
I mean,
do you want to do that?
I've got the Renault here is on 253 points in first place. They're really pulling away with it. as Haas are only on 180 behind them. Last week Renault got a good showing, so that's increased the gap quite a bit there. In third place is Ferrari with 123 points. Behind them by only 10 points is McLaren on 113. They're in fourth place. In fifth place with 76 points is Alfa Romeo. Mercedes are in sixth place with 67 points. Racing Point on 45 in seventh place. In eighth place, Alpha Tauri on 44. Williams are in ninth with 37, and in 10th with 26 is Red Bull Racing. So it's quite a mix-up at the moment, to be honest.
Yeah, it certainly seems that way. You obviously got saying about Red Bull being in last place there. Roux is in the top 5 at the minute, so he seems he has some decent pace around here. But of course, probably the two strongest teams for me, they are probably Renault and McLaren actually overall.
Yeah. But then you've always got Haas as well with Dark Stomper. He's been putting in some good races recently. So it's
he has. He obviously the 4 on the bounce up until last week when we had Veloce. When we have Veloce taking that record away from him. Lee?
Yeah. Let's see. Sorry?
Does it say I've left?
I don't know. I'll go and... No, your stream's still going anyway. No, I've just sent you another invite just to make sure. But you're still in the lobby.
Oh.
That's a weird one, to be honest. But everybody's just retiring at the moment. The only person out on track really is Albert. Yeah, he's just coming into the pits now, and as it's time.
The clock has gone to 0. Now we're going to get to definitely a slightly more interesting part of qualifying now, Lee. With this weather in at the minute, I'm not sure if drivers, if it stayed like that and it's still a crossover, I think mediums would be a little bit sketchy. You know, it might be more of a better option to even go on the inters because then you've got free choice anyway.
It could be, but is it going to be raining enough? Because if you go out on them, by the time you get around to start your flying lap, your tyre's going to be overheated really. So
yeah, very true.
We'll just have to wait and see how things pan out in qualifying 2.
Yeah, so we've got that in a few moments' time. So the top 3 of that session with Tim, Velo and Dark Stomper, and the guys we are losing from the session, 16th was Milan Massimo and 17th was Phoenix. So obviously now we've got 15 minutes of qualifying 2 coming up, and then obviously 12 minutes of Q3 after that. And I'm not sure, we have still got rain at the moment, but we're not sure whether it's inter or dry tyre conditions, and we were just saying about how the medium tyre might not be the best option for this session, because it would be a little bit sketchy, wouldn't it, Ray, in these conditions?
Oh yeah, it's we want to see whenever someone goes out, as we see, I think that maybe that's Iggy Cumble. He is the first one out the box, and what's he on?
Runner.
He's on soft.
Like Trismic is, but most people are on the softs by the looks of things, which is the call I thought most people would make. And now we've got all the guys. I think we need to come out quickly, Lee, actually, because if we're going to get a lap done on the softs, so we need to get it done quickly, because we don't know if this rain's going to get harder or heavier.
Yeah, it's one of them. We'll have to. Only time will tell, really, whether it'll get heavier or dry up. But by the looks of things, judging from qualifying 1 to now, it's getting heavier. But I'm thinking the Inters may be better. By the
I'm
looks
thinking
of
the
things.
Inters might be better as well, and it's a better choice for these drivers as well, because they don't have to use the tyres, but of course they're using them right now, so they're not brand new anymore.
On the plus side, if they do decide to go in, if they realise it's too wet, they've just basically done an installation lap on them.
There's the yellow flag. We've got a racing point getting out of the way there, but I think everyone is on an out lap. No one has actually started a lap yet. We've got Trismic coming out of the pits. We've got everyone out apart from iMarshall, so everyone is definitely getting on with this league. So it's going to be quite a crowded track in the final sector.
Yep, so I'm on. Yeah, I'm on board with Iggy Combo as he starts his lap. DRS is still enabled at the moment as he goes around turn 1 and he's invalidated. That's unfortunate. He's went and put too much welly into it. On board with Beckett, I'm going to see how he does. He's out on the mediums. So
He is. I think it's way too heavy now for these conditions. I think people are coming into the pits actually. It's put on the intermediate tyres, and as I said, I don't even think these drivers on these tyres are even going to be, even fast enough in these conditions now. I think the Inters will just be the prime tyre at least at this stage.
yeah, I mean, I've seen a lot of flags going up there. I think that maybe Carl decided to go back into the pits.
Just still staying with Beckett, we've got I think it was H. Bosworth. Yeah, it was H. Bosworth just coming round at the hairpin as well as they're both coming down towards Spoon Curve. And we've got H. Bosworth and we've got iMarshall in the barrier on his outlap. I don't really know what happened there, but we've got H. Bosworth on the soft tyres. Got another yellow flag. It's a Mercedes of Trismic. Anyone set a time yet with 11 minutes to go? We have 4 minutes in the session with no times, which is rather strange.
Well, hold that thought, because here's Beckett with a 138.5 on the mediums. So H. Bosworth on the softs is a 1 minute 40.
Mars is going on the intermediate tyres now, so this is going to get interesting. We've got Tim going fastest on the soft tyres. Bazaboy not going as fast as Beckett, which is quite interesting. Beckett certainly handling these conditions a little bit better. Got Albert just about to cross the line. Dark Stomper goes second. And Albert goes next to his teammate in 6th place at the moment with Velo just going into the pit stand and wasn't able to set a lap. The classic ice cream van in the background. There we go. You thought you weren't going to get it this week, and every week you do. And we've got some drivers out on the intermediates now. And we've got Albert getting out of shape there on his in lap, I think. And Mars. Now this is going to be interesting if Mars can top the timing sheets on these intermediate tyres, because it is entirely possible, I think, actually.
Yeah, I was just on board with Trismic there, and going into the final chicane, he lost a lot of time as he braked quite late. He was looking quite impressive up to then, but things just kind of went downhill there. I think he was maybe pushing a bit hard, but as he's into the wall, just before the S section.
You need to be careful of any drivers starting their laps. I don't think they
DRS
are.
is
So
disabled.
DRS is now disabled. Now that is very crucial. These top 7 may just be safe after that, but it just depends. This track hasn't got. It's a very much a mix-up, Lee, of corners and straights on this track. It's very much a technical circuit. It's Suzuka with Mars being spinning round and not causing himself any damage there, but he was really pushing the limits through 130R. He's just trying to reverse the car. He's indecisive. He needs to get on with it though.
I think he's trying not to overheat his tyres before he goes back onto the lap.
Yeah, well, he hasn't ruined the start of his lap yet, but that was an impressive spin from the Renault drivers. We've had some of those drivers going through, and he's ruined.
He's fluffed
his lap. He's going to have to be careful not to be going the wrong way.
Don't do that. Yep, I knew that was going to happen.
No, he's been disqualified from the session, so that's not something he's going to be happy about. He's going to go back to the pit lane. So that is a shame. Beckett is retired from the session, so he's feeling pretty confidently about this. We've got Velo on an outlap with his teammate in front of him, actually also on an outlap. And so there's 3 spots up for grabs, Lee, now, because I think this top 7 is now actually going to be safe with DRS turned off, I think.
Yeah, I mean, Beckett's happy with his time. He's retired, so he'll be away going making himself a cup of tea or something, getting ready for Q1.
So, is that someone else retiring? Or left?
Yep, on it. Mars. Oh, and somebody's into the wall. Carol's into the wall at 130R. I'd just seen that while I was going to invite someone.
Anyway, we'll get back. Get back to the action. We've got Velo on his outlap, just about to start his lap. Took a lot of apex curve there on the exit of the chicane, final part of the chicane. As he comes across the line to start his lap now on the intermediate tyres. He said 3 spots up for grabs, and Drismic has taken one of those spots at the moment with a 46.408. And I'm not sure if this rain is getting any heavier or not.
Yeah, I think it is just a small tad. Let's see. So,
it says it goes purple sector 1, so this is very interesting. We'll see how this goes, because we've had Trismic do his lap, but we don't know if that was a usually represented time. We've got Judd coming in there with a 45, so I'm not sure if Velo will go top or right up there. We'll have to see though. I'm not too sure. There's a Ferrari of I Marshall, gets out of his way there nicely into spin curve. He goes on, and really struggling to get on the power now, Lee. It's not really a track you really want to be driving in qualifying in the wet. You can help it.
Sorry, can you say that again then?
I said it's not really a track in qualifying that you really want to be doing in the wet, Suzuka.
No, I mean it is difficult to try and, especially if you've got a dry setup with the info being given.
Well, this puts him, he goes second fastest. I will have to take back what I said a few moments time. He's right up there with that time, so he's really got the car working on those intermediate tyres in these conditions now. Interesting. We did say before, but I didn't think DRS, I thought DRS would actually hinder you a lot, but it is only one straight on this circuit with DRS. Were you able to message Mars, mate?
Yeah, I'm just speaking to him now. I'm on it as we speak, so don't you worry about that.
So we're just on board with Iggy Combo at the moment, and we have to have a big lift from
Oh,
130R now.
Albert
As
spun.
we've got Albert has spun, and quite a dramatic spin. Where is he there, I think? Oh, that's it, the Deckness.
Yeah, the Deckness.
He's got to be careful not to get disqualified
Yeah, be
as
fine.
well. But I think he is all right. We've got Rue on an out lap as well. We've got Iggy, as I said, just come into the pits now. So he wasn't actually on a lap. We've got H. Bosworth on the lap. He's got his 1 minute 40.016 to beat. And we're not too sure if he's up on his time or not. He does look like he could be up on his time. He could be beating his time on the soft tyres. It looks like he definitely is going to beat it. He does. He goes 6th fastest now, 39.2. So these intermediate tyres are actually probably slightly better than the soft. So I think it's put Tim and Dark Stomper in a really bad position now, actually, Lee.
Possibly.
Because maybe I don't know if Tim, because Tim did quite a cracking lap on those soft tyres, but of course, would he be able to go faster on the intermediate tyres? Because they've only got a few seconds to come out, so they've made their choice now, I think.
I mean, it could be possible to go faster. I mean, me personally, I think you could, but it's one of them. Was it too heavy at the time for the softs, or
Veloce is not left the pits. With 1:40 to go on the clock, got I Marshall on a lap as he comes into the final chicane now, and see if he can get himself into the top 10 for the Ferrari team. And as he comes across the line, goes 4th fastest. So these inters are definitely much faster than those softs were at the start of this session. But as I said, Veloce, he's not going to set a lap. He's out of qualifying, mate.
it looks like it. He's not going to have time to get around.
No, he's got a minute to go. He's not come out of the pits. I'm not too sure what his intentions are. We've got Judd, who's on an out lap. We've got another driver just set a lap there. Not too sure.
that was Rue. He just put in a 1:38.3, so he's only 1.2 seconds off the fastest time on the softs, and only 0.8 of a second off 3rd place.
We've got Albert coming across the line now to finish his lap. And I don't think his time. I think he's just going for a lap now. I think he's just made the clocking time. We've got Iggy just starting his lap as well. He's the last driver to start his lap. also got Judd, who I know was on and out laps, who's got to finish his lap now. He can get himself into the top 10. He does, goes fourth, fastest, 37.7. It's very close together these times, Lee.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, the times between the intermediate tyre and the dry tyres are quite similar. So it's one of them.
We'll just see if Albert Lee can cross the line and finish his lap. He gets onto the grass, goes 12th, and he stays out. Stays in 12th, and he's out in Q2. And of course, the Renault man of Veloce, who's second in the Tuesday Night Championship, is out in Q2. So along with Mars, is Mars joining back, Lee?
Yeah, he joined.
Has he joined back already? Did I not see it?
Yeah, he joined back. I sorted that out. But yeah, that's both Renaults out in Q2.
Which is really unheard of, actually, in Tuesday night racing. As you heard, they are leading the championship by some margin, and that's going to be a big dent to their lead, potentially, but obviously no points in qualifying on a Tuesday night. So we'll have to wait and see, but it's going to be interesting to see between these top three. I think Roux could get in there with his pace on these conditions and this track. He seems to be pretty confident with it, and Bazalboy just scraping in there on the medium tyres, Lee, as well as Beckett actually, who did a stonking lap on those mediums, I have to say.
Yeah, I mean, he must have just caught it at the right time. I mean, he was the first person to set a lap, so that probably gave him a big help with the track being a bit drier and not being as damp. But as we see, it looks
it's still raining.
Looks like people are still going to be having more softs for the race.
Yeah, that will be crucial, of course, with their safety cars. And last week we didn't actually have too many safety cars in Monday, did we? It was a bit hectic on the first lap. Well, we won't talk about it too much if anyone's listening to this now or another time. Go and check it out. It was one of the best Monday nights, as well as yesterday. Actually, China was really good. So check that one out also. So we've got some drivers coming out on track now, Lee.
Yeah, this is Velo, first one out. Yeah, I went and seen in the chat there, he says these conditions are really annoying. So
who was that, sorry? Velo?
That was Velo, yeah, in the Williams. And yeah, but it's fun for us though, I would say.
Yeah, it definitely is. And it's getting heavier as well, Lee.
Yeah, it's just getting worse and worse. Is it possible for a race to be called off in this for weather too wet? Half points awarded?
I'm definitely not going to be calling this off. It's only qualifying, Lee, as underestimating this race so far. It looks like we're having a dry race anyway, and yesterday we had mixed conditions at China for the first time in Monday night. Actually, we had dry races all the way to round 12, so we're already halfway through the season now, which is doesn't seem like it's been that long. So after tonight, in Monday and Tuesday, you've got 24 races from next week, we've got 24 races to check out the halfway point of Tuesday. Got two drivers fighting for position, Lee, of Tim and Judd. It was pretty interesting. Had no one start a lap yet. Looks like is it Velo who's kicking us off?
Yep, I'm riding on board with him now. So let's see, let's have a wee run through his lap. He's coming to the turn 3 and 4. A wee bit, just a slight shaky, but that's expected. He doesn't want to be getting on that curb too much. Coming along the Dunlop curb. That's nice. It's not getting on the power too much as it is wet and it's gonna just send him flying out under the bridge here, coming up to the hairpin. Gets in nice and smooth. Oh, coming out, loses a bit of traction. It's got to say he's doing quite alright up to now.
Does seem to be doing a pretty good job. He's coming through Spoon. He's getting a bit twitchy through the middle part of the two corners of Spoon curves. He's now coming up the straight towards 130R. I'm assuming there's going to be a big lift here, and not too much actually, about a third throttle off through the corner. So he felt quite comfortable through there on his dry setup. Quite slow into the first part of the chicane. He didn't want to take too many risks on the brakes there, and especially when you get towards the end of the gap, you don't want to be taking too much risk. 37 dead, pretty good time. Raw is had an issue, and I don't know what's going on there. He's out of qualifying. He's made a mistake, and his car's coming through. They all need to be careful. This has ruined a load of people's laps.
Oh, Drismic collided with him. Has he got damage? I'm going to check, see if he has any.
And is the
no,
is still there on the track. He's gone now, not yet. Oh, Marshall, he just disappeared. He must have done a big lift. That's ruined. As I said, Buzzer Boy, he's into the wall. He's out of qualifying. That was spectacular. And running down to 8 drivers now. That was he lost it out of the hairpin there and down towards Spoon curve, and I think he was just a little bit too much on the power there.
Yeah, I mean it is a low traction area of the track. I mean, to be honest, I would say it's one of the lowest on the calendar. You know, you really have to be careful getting back on the power. Is really easy to let the rear end just slip right out from under you.
Dark Stomper has just started his lap. We got Velo, the new man, on provisional pole position at the moment, with Dark Stomper said on his lap, with Tim not very far behind, so it's all to play for still. But we've got Buzzer Boy and Rue out, and I said those two, but it should have been right up there as we usually see them. My Marshall he's decent in 5th at the minute, but I'm not sure if he's gonna have that time beaten right up with Dark Stomper going purple in sector 1. It says for the time being, coming into the hairpin, they've been really tentative there on the brakes.
Sorry, Beckett's just went and put in a 140.0 there, which puts him in 5th, just ahead of I Marshall.
We'll just see what Dark Stomper can do. I think he must have enough fuel for 2 laps here, Lee, because I don't think he's got enough time to get around and then get out, especially in these wet conditions.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of tough sometimes to judge it right, especially when you're in Q3. I mean, you only got 12 minutes to set a lap, really, or get onto your out lap at least, and finish it.
You see Dark Stomper across the line, goes 3rd fastest, and he's just off the time of Tim at the minute. He's looking like Velo's looking pretty comfortable at the minute. I don't know if Dark Stomper's just going to go and do another cool down lap and then have a go again on those tyres, Lee.
Yeah, it's. I mean, it's one of them. Does he have a fresh set of that he could use, or has he used them all up? But even at that, they've still got a lot of life in them. So it's one of them. You see, but I think he has not got enough fuel.
I think coming across the line again, he's got his 40 dead to beat. He goes faster again, but not very much. He puts him up in a position now. He's in 5th at the moment with Drismic in the pits, and and Beckett looked like he was having a bit of trouble there on the exit of turn 2, but he got it all sorted out in the end. He's got H. Bosworth on his lap lead.
Marshall's just went and improved and put in a 139.4. Not enough to put him any higher on the leaderboard, unfortunately. He's only 2/10 off. H. Bosworth loses a little bit of traction out of the hairpin in sector 2 there. He's on his way up to Spoon Curve. Sorry, Curve. Coming down the straight, heading into 130R. I remember an absolute beautiful overtake there back in, I think it was 2005, with Alonso and Schumacher.
I think it was 2005, yeah. We've just got H. Bosworth about to cross the line, Lee, with 2.5 minutes, 2 minutes 50, sorry, to go. Hasn't set a time yet, goes 5th fastest, good time from H. Bosworth. I'd be happy with that. I don't know if we've got, we'll obviously see if Dark Stomp is in the pit. He's just got enough time to do another lap, Lee.
Yep, that's him just coming out now. He should hopefully get out in time, but he's going to have to kind of floor it, which you don't really want to do too much, and you want to take as little life out of them tyres as possible.
Yeah, because you obviously don't get the same amount of sets as you usually do.
I think
you usually do in dry conditions. I think you get, is it 3 sets or 2 sets for qualifying?
I think it's 3 inters and 2 wets you get, and that's standard for all 20 drivers. I think in Formula 2 they get, what was it, 2 inters and 1 wet, I think.
I'm not too sure,
Oh, seen Beckett kind of getting a wee bit shaky there going around Spoon Curve. He hit the curb on entry, kind of sent him out a wee bit. So he most likely lost a little bit of time, but it says he's went purple in sector 2, but you know what the timing boards are like on this game, that are quite annoying. As you see, Vettel's just put in a 36.3. Wow.
Yeah, he has. That's very impressive from the new man. He's certainly putting his mark on Tuesday night, and I think Dark Stomp is going to be having some heart palpitations, Lee, after the end of this qualifying.
Yeah, I mean, well, I'm on board with him now, as he's just away to start his final qualifying lap. So let's see how he does. He's just coming straight down into turn 1. Doesn't take too much curb, tries to keep off them, which is a good thing in these wet conditions. You don't want to be hitting them curbs. Coming around turn 3 and 4 of the S's. Yeah, not touching them curbs. That is slippery indeed. It's just like an oil spill, is it?
Yeah, pretty much. It's especially if you had the dry tyres on, it would feel like that. We've got Dark Stompers on the lap. We've got Tim on the lap as well, Lee. And Tim has made a big mistake in the same place as well as Beckett, who's made they both made the exact same mistake, so Tim isn't going to go faster. We'll see what Dark Stomper can do. Big kick. And the old oversteer, he's almost made the same mistake as well. It's treacherous at this part of the course with the car just off the road there, so Dark Stomper was alright then. Didn't really need to slow down. I don't blame him. We've got a Williams coming in to the pits. Obviously Velo on a provisional pole position. Tim can't take the spot off him. Got Tim going very slowly. He needs to get out of the way of Dark Stomper. He's coming up on him thick and fast. He's going to get in his way. Oh dear, I think Tim is just held up Dark Stomper on his final lap, and let's see if it did or not. I think it probably did, and Velo is going to be on pole position by the looks of things. I don't think Drismick's going to be able to take the position. He hasn't been up there in this whole qualifying session, but we'll see if he gets any faster, any higher than 7th, see if he goes faster. 39.2 to beat. He goes to 38.4, puts him another place up, puts Bosworth down to 7th. So that is the end of qualifying with our newcomer, Velo, on pole position there.
Yeah, I mean, it's he's really came in and just straight from the get-go, he's just saying, I'm here, I'm coming for the win.
And crucially, Jesmate has got a 5-place grid penalty, which I didn't notice before.
Yeah, that was from when Rue crashed at the start of Q3. Yeah.
That is a shame. So yeah, we've got Velo on pole position by 0.6 of a second. Got Dark Stomper in second, Tim in third, Judd Santi in fourth, fifth is Beckett Drismith is sixth, seventh is H Bosworth, eighth is I Marshall. Rue is in ninth, who didn't set a time, as well as Bazboy, who is in 10th.
Yeah, so it's I mean, it's going to be a nice race, as like Velo's being way down in what was it, 12th, 13th. So it's going to be is he going to manage to get up there all right? I mean, it's a dry race, but I think a lot of the top 10 are on a free tyre choice anyway, so it's one of them. We'll have to wait and see how things go.
Yeah, we will have to. We'll have to wait and see how things go. Obviously, we're going to have to wait for these drivers to pick their strategies for the race. As you can see, it is a dry spell in this race for the time being. It looks like it's going to be for the full race, but you never know. Obviously, a lot of drivers did the intermediates in Q2, which crucially means they have free choice of tyres, fresh sets, compared to a few who qualified on the softs. I think 2 qualified on the softs, which was Tim and Dark Stomper and Beckett, and I can't remember the other driver. There was another driver on the mediums. We'll find out now, actually. I'll maybe be able to tell you. Just bear with me 1 second. So we'll just look at tyres, Lee. I think it was. Looks like everyone's got fresh sets, it says at the moment.
Yeah, that'll change in a few moments once
okay.
the race starts. It's just one of them things, to be honest. But as you see, Vel is he's just shooting away at the moment.
He is shooting away.
I think he's just wanting to get this race underway.
It's looking like it. He's slowed up now. Dark Stomper does like to take his time a little bit. Obviously, he doesn't want to be sitting on the grid for too long.
Yeah, of course.
Even though it doesn't really. As quickly as you can.
Yeah, I mean, you want to be just momentum going and just go.
So it's interesting to see a lot of these top 10, Lee, are on the soft tyres actually over the mediums. We've got Drismick on the hard tyres, which is the only man in the field of 17 to be on the hard tyres. So we're just seeing Velo just starting to ready himself for the start of the race, forming up on the grid with Dark Stomper not too far behind. We've got some drivers still just coming up to the chicane, as we've seen Phoenix right now in 17th and last place, and we'll see what he can do in the race from the back of the field, as well as Mars, of course, who got disqualified, and I don't think he would have been towards this front of this pack for this race, but we'll just get underway in a few moments' time. Obviously, we will have the delay again, as we usually do in Tuesday. I think we're saying we got lights away, but I don't think we're going yet. No, so we're just going to have to wait for a second. The revs are building, and we're away in Tuesday night racing for the Japanese Grand Prix, and Dark Stomper gets a good start against the Williams. He's going to go, he's not going to take the lead into turn one. Below keeps the lead. We've got a driver going wide, I think that looked like Rue or someone like that. I wasn't too sure. We've got the Buzzer Boy going up a couple of positions. Got someone being spun round, got Milan, who's been spun round as well as Mars. And he's not going to be happy about that. We've got Valoose, who's left the session.
Oh.
So he definitely needs to get back in there. We've got Basil Boy, Rue around the outside, being squeezed by Marshall. Marshall needs to be a bit more careful with his racecraft there. Just went down the inside. Iggy combo round the outside of Rue into the hairpin. But he wasn't able to make that stick. Good defence. And a second has already been gained by Velo, and this is really going to be a shock to Dark Stomper, I must admit. Tim is still keeping close behind, and these two medium drivers, thank you very much, Lee, are going to have to try and stick with the front three to have a decent chance. You've got H. Bosworth was having a look, and he's gone wide through 130. I guess on the grass.
Driswick's just collided with Rue, but I don't think he's got any damage. No, he is fine. It looked like he tried to do like a switcheroo on Rue for going around 130R.
Oh, his Mars just gets ahead of him, and now he's got the bit between his teeth. I'm not sure if Mars got any wing damage. He didn't, so he can carry on and try and catch up to the back of the field. Got a driver off in the background there. Phoenix goes up in position. I think that was Iggy Combo who went off the track a little bit there. We haven't had the timing problems, Lee, but we haven't got any times on our screens at the moment. See the gaps to the leader at the moment. Let's hope that sorts thatself out.
I will say though, Phoenix has been like ruthless up to now and just like clawing his way through the field. I mean, he's 17th on the grid, and he's already up into the points on lap 2.
And Milan is spun round its spoon curve at turn 1, sorry. And that's really not been great. Let's hope these timing screens come back. Have you got the same?
Yeah, mine are the same at the moment. I can't see the split times. So we're just going to have to be darting back and forward at the moment.
That is going to be a bit of an issue. We've got Tim right up the gearbox of Dark Stomper with the below getting away from the pack a little bit. Oh, we've got some times coming in now, I think, when people are crossing the line. I think it'll get back to normal again. We're going to see Tim going to have a go at Dark Stomper into turn 1, and Dark Stomper goes wide, and Tim, and they're side by side through turn 2. And Tim takes second place off Dark Stomper, and he's going to have a go at trying to hunt down the Williams driver of Velo. Carl and Iggy are fighting for 11th place, and Carl takes the position for the time being. Looks like we've got the timing screens back once again properly. Just going to have to wait for a little bit. We've got this battle for what looks like 5th, Lee. A big queue of cars. Got a yellow flag for Mars, who's spun off again. This is very uncharacteristic of Mars. Let's hope he can get it all back together. He hasn't got any wing damage again, so he's got away with that twice, Lee. So he's got to be careful not to spin now, as those tyres will be pretty toasty. Velo is 2.5 seconds in the lead. Tim's going to try and hunt him down, but Dark Stomper, go on, Lee.
Veloci Junior's just made a move on Iggy Kumble at the exit of Spoon Curb. Now he'll be planning on hunting down Carl, who's just ahead by less than half a second.
And a big lock-up for Veloci, and Iggy is going to try and pounce on that mistake, and I think he's going to have DRS as well. And but also does Veloci, and Iggy has got no battery left at the end of lap 4. That's really not very good management from the Williams driver. Veloci is uncharacteristically got really low battery, but that's because he's starting towards the back of the field. Needs to be far more aggressive in his first stint. 3/10 separate Rue and I Marshall. I think I Marshall's doing Phoenix a favour at the moment, mate, for holding up this Red Bull driver.
Yeah, I mean, especially he knows that.
I Marshall makes a mistake. Sorry, Lee. Rue goes through into 8th place on the exit of Degner 2 and firmly takes place into the hairpin. What were you saying before then?
It's pretty much invalid now, to be honest. I was going to say, with him being starting from the back, sorry, Carl.
Veloci goes down the inside, makes a big mistake, tries to make the move into the first part of the Spoon, but wasn't able to make it stick, and got a time penalty for good measure as well by culling the apex of the first part of Spoon Curve. See if he makes an attack on Carl once again. He's going to have the bit between his teeth. He's going to have a lunge into the chicane. He doesn't. He's going to wait for DRS, set himself up nicely down the straight here and see if he can get him into turn 1. Got the two Ferraris, 9th and 10th. We'll see if I Marshall moves out of the way for the Ferrari driver of Phoenix. As I said, he's done a stellar job, and as I say that, he spins round. That's the biggest commentary curse I think I've done on a Tuesday night, and he's got to be careful though not to get in the way of some drivers, and he's spun round even more, and that is unlucky for him. Mars is down in 16th at the moment, with Velo still comfortably 2.5 seconds in the lead, but Dark Stomper is still right on the gearbox. Veloci has now overtaken Carl, and we just missed that overtake there.
I've got to say that was a really good move. Got up into the outside, going into Degner 1, and yeah, managed to make it stick. As you see, Carl is into the wall. He's got no wing.
We've now seen some issues for some of these drivers who've not seen a VSC or a safety car yet, though, Lee.
No, that's quite surprising. But Carl coming out with the hairpin there, just got in the power too much there and spun it into the wall. But yeah,
Tim, he's starting to close that gap to first place. Obviously, he did really well on Sunday night in Belgium, Lee, along with Veloci.
Sorry, you see Basil Boy's making a move into turn 1 on H. Bosworth, and he gets it done. That's him up to 6th place. Sorry about that there.
No, it's alright, don't need to apologise. Beckett is still holding on to the back of Judge Santy, and these three are not too far behind the next two drivers. Yellow flag once again. Veloci has spun round, and he is retired on track. It's a shame. I thought he'd been here long enough to know not to do that. But anyway, Mars now goes through. Would you just send Veloci a message, mate?
Copy.
Thanks, man. Yes. Yellow flag. Veloci, we've got 16 drivers now in this race. We've got Phoenix coming out of the pits. Milan has overtaken Phoenix. Has come out in 14th. That gap is still around the 2 to 2.5 second mark consistently. Got the field this mid pack here for fourth place. There is definitely a train going on here with the 4th, 5th, and 6th on the medium tyres, and all around the same age. And just seeing if Boy was looking to make a move there on the exit of turn 2, but didn't make anything of it there. Beckett still trying to keep on the back of Judd Santee. He has broke DRS crucially for Judd, and he's fighting for 4th place at the moment and starting like he's going to be comfortable. What soon, Dark Stomper is starting to drop back in 3rd place, and Velo, our new man, is really comfortably up in 1st place at the minute and doing quite an impressive performance. It's going to be interesting to see what the medium guys can do a little later on in this race. Boy is still harassing the back of that Alfa Romeo. Let's see if he makes a move into the chicane or 130R. He's got a really good exit, doesn't even need 130R. He gets the job done. Before I say he gets the job done, they're going to go side by side now, looks like, through 130R, and he makes the move stick with Beckett just holding off, and that's crucially wrong. H. Bosworth being squeezed on the outside, and that was just enough space for the Racing Point driver, and Beckett is squeezing him once again, but it's seeming like good fair racing here, and I don't know if H. Bosworth is going to get this move done. They both got DRS into turn 1, they go, and Beckett inside line keeps his 6th place, but that was a bit worrying there for H. Bosworth, I think, and Beckett just got away with that.
Yeah, I mean, that was just lucky there, managing to keep the inside line there and just keep the nose in. But I will say, Boy's overtake on Beckett was like, it just reminded me of the Alonso Schumacher battle. Just there, to be honest.
3-second time penalty for Dark Stomper, eh?
Yeah, that's gonna help him. But it's understandable, he is pushing hard to try and catch up and to try and get away from Judge Santee, who, by the looks of things, might be on possibly one of the best strategies.
I'm thinking these medium drivers are on quite a good strategy at the moment. I do agree with you. Boy is catching up to Judge Santee. We've got this battle for 6th place still going on. H. Bosworth is eyeing up Beckett for that 6th place, and looking like Beckett is very low on that battery.
Dark Stomper is into the pits. He's the first one to make the call.
The first one to make a move, our championship leader, is in the pits, and he's going on, wasn't the best camera angle there, hard tyres, so he's looking to go to the end on those tyres. I don't know where he's going to come out. There is Albert coming down the pit straight. I think he's going to get out just in front of Albert, and lucky that we don't get any pit errors in this game. It's at the moment, crucially, our constructors are not having a very good day here at Suzuka. Carl setting the fastest lap of the race in 14th on these pretty new soft tyres. Dark Stomper hasn't caught up.
Sorry, but there'll be 2 minutes. Sorry about that.
So, safety car deployed. Velo, that gap he had gained there, and is now just been eliminated. Got into the pits is Tim Boy, also into the pits. Probably been held up slightly, which he was, and Judd is just coming out of the pits. Just behind him, actually. I think Boy just was safe there, luckily, to come out in 3rd place. Dark Stomper goes through into 3rd with Boy looking like he's gonna be in 4th place once they leave the pit lane. We've got Albert coming out of the pits as well, and he just loses a couple of positions. I'm not sure if Judd is gonna have to let him pass, causing a collision. Albert, 5-second time penalty. We weren't able to just catch that. Mars into the pit. Milan Massimo Will he come into the pits? It's looking like these drivers may as well just gone past the pit entry. He's not coming into the pits. Very interesting there. I Marshall has also pitted. Looks like pretty much all of these guys have pitted. Carl has left the session. Unlucky for the Alpha Tauri driver. Phoenix up to 14th, 4 lap old hard. I can understand why he hasn't pit. So Velo is in first place. We've got Dark Stumper, of course, on a penalty. We'll have a quick look at that penalty situation. 3 seconds for him. Crucially, Albert has got a 5-second time penalty for that collision with Judd coming out of the pit lane. H. Bosworth and I Marshall onto the grass, losing place after place. And Iggy didn't try and risk the move to get past him, so now he drops down to 11th place. That's very unfortunate. So let's hope we get Lee back for this. I think we're going to have a restart of this race, sorry. And looks like we're going to have one more lap under this safety car. But crucially, of course, if you go off the penalties, back to the tyre situation, Dark Stomper, Baz and White on the hard tyres, the 2 front runners on the medium tyres. So that is definitely going to be something to look out for in this race. But we will have to wait and see. So I was going to say that Velo is was going to win this race. Looking like he could have won this race pretty comfortably, but we'll all have to wait and see now, because it can all change after a restart under the safety car. It'll be his first restart under the safety car in LFR, so I'll be interested to see how good a getaway he gets from the pack. Make sure it is obviously a good, clean getaway. So when we cross the line for the next lap, we'll be on to lap 13 of this race. We're just about at half distance now at the safety car, with 15 drivers left from the original 17, and we suspect safety car lights may go out a little late here. So they still haven't gone out yet. They should go out just about now if they're going to go out, which they have, which is quite late. Sector 3 is quite a short sector. Have we got Lee back? Not yet. He's obviously just had to go off and do something for a second, so I'm sure he'll be back with us in a few moments' time. We're going to be on lap 13 when we restart this race. We're just seeing what Velo, the leader of this race at the moment, will do. And I think he is now gone, and it was a good clean getaway. The top 3 were a bit put off by that, and it's a very good getaway from Velo, but Tim was not fooled and is stuck with him, and these two look pretty even on pace in the first stint, as there was nothing gained and nothing to have. There's positions being changed all the time. Albert on the outside, Judd Santi is in 5th place now, with Phoenix being spun around once again. He's really not having a good day as a Ferrari driver. I Marshall drops now Mars up to 11th, almost in the points now is the Renault driver and the Renault team, obviously him being the only driver. These hard tyres on these front runners, just seeing with this strategy against the medium tyres. 9/10 separate the top two. Both on very similar battery at the moment. I think we got Lee back.
Yep. Sorry about that.
That's alright. We had a very...
Phoenix spun. Just caught
Phoenix
that on your
did
screen.
spin, yeah. Yeah, he did spin. We're going to see if Milan Massimo is going to make a move. I think he is going to make the move on Iggy Combo into 130R. Gets it done just before 130R and was pretty comfortable for him. Velo sets the fastest lap of the race so far. 7/10 separate the front two now. So there's nothing to separate these two at the minute, The Dark Stomper definitely didn't get a very good start to a very good restart to the race.
Yeah, I'm on board with Rue. He's proper right on the back of Albert in front in the racing point. So he's going to be hopefully trying to make a move. It's just...
Oh, and there's a car spun round. There's a big incident. Bazaboy is not out of this race, but someone else has been caught up in that incident. I'm not too sure who it was. And someone else is off the track now. There's carnage happening. And it's Judd. He's been spun around. I'm not sure if Mars got any damage from that incident. I don't think he did. Marshall is up in position. Milan Massimo is now falling down as well. Mars is now into the top 10. We'll go back to the leaders, Lee, because there's only just...
This is getting good at the back. Sorry, Milan's just made a move on Marshall and on Judge
Milan goes down the
Santi.
And Iggy is going down the inside. And Marshall. This has really not been very good. And there's going to be another battle here. Milan Massimo going past Bazaboy, who had his incident, was lucky not to crash out of this race. And he's going to have to pit now with Iggy now trying to go down the outside of the chicane, now having the inside for the next corner. Marshall from losing tenths. Crucially separate the top two. In the pits, Phoenix got spun round for
Milan at turn 2 there.
No damage for Milan though, but Phoenix is very close behind him. Auto now, a lot of people struggling in these conditions of the track.
Marshall.
I really think it's a level
card
circuit. Marshall's now round. What's going on, guys? Everyone's making the errors. With Marshall now going to have to pit. But there could always be another safety car, of course, with all these incidents going on. There's a very high possibility here at Suzuka. 9/10 separate the top two. He's trying to flex his muscles a little bit, is now Velo, but he's coming back. Is Tim. Got another yellow flag. I think that was Marshall. He's still in DRS range. Crucially, 3/10 separate the top between 4th and 5th. Is Rue going to make a move into the chicane? No, he waits. And Tim still got DRS on Velo. And as I said, he was comfortable before with Velo, Lee, but he's not looking that comfortable now.
No, I mean, Tim is sticking on the...
Move for Rue, sorry, Lee. It goes down the inside of Albert into turn 1, goes up to 4th place, as you were saying.
Yeah, I mean, sorry, it was Tim. He's not making it easy for him, for Velo. So unless Velo is possibly trying to save his tyres to make them go to the end.
Well, they are crucially both on the same tyres. They fit at the exact same time.
Unless...
So they're now doing the same strategy. Marshall in the pits, new front wing for the Ferrari driver. Bazaboy is up to 14th now. 9/10 still separate the top two. As it stands, Drismic has had an incident as well. I think that was a pretty... I'm not too sure what happened there. I think I was on the exit of the hairpin. Iggy trying to go around the outside of Drismic. I think Drismic has got some wing damage. He does.
Yeah.
And he's then going to be fighting with a few of these guys towards the back. Boy getting on the grass, having a bit of a hairy moment there, almost losing the car by the looks of things. 7/10 separate the top two.
Oh, see, Beckett has a scary moment at the final chicane, and he loses the place to H. Bosworth. But they both have DRS as Albert's into the pits for his softs. He had a 5-second penalty. So he was serving that. That's cost him a little. Oh, Velo. He's got a 3-second time penalty.
Velo, as you say, 3-second time penalty. Tim, no penalties. How many warnings has Tim got, Lee?
Let me check. Tim.
Drew Smith, sorry Lee, Drew Smith coming out the pits. Boy coming down the start finish, overtakes. Drew Smith goes 13th at the moment. Phoenix and Judd not far down the road. Marshall just coming across the start finish line to start his 17th lap. Tim, I think this is the time for Tim now to maybe make an overtake. We'll have to wait and see. I think Velo has been pushing somewhat to try and get away. The safety car did not go to plan for Velo. This really did not help his race whatsoever. Dark Stomper is 5.5 seconds behind now in third place.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like, well, Dark Stomper, he's on them hard tyres, so it looks like he'll be able to push a wee bit harder, but will they be able to be enough will the mediums wear off in time?
Mars is bearing down on 6th and 5th place, Lee.
Oh yeah, he might be able to make a move soon, but big lock-up from, I think that was Beckett. Was on board with Mars there. Oh, a little bit of a lock-up for Mars there, just slightly. That's going to affect him a little. He doesn't want to be doing that and heating them tyres up too much, as that will affect his grip levels.
No, you won't, and I think this is the closest the top two have been for the last few laps. Right on his gearbox is Tim now, and he's obviously going to have the aid of DRS. He has got a lot more battery. That rear light is flashing, and I think he's going to have a go into turn one. Is Velo going to... Oh, and he doesn't think to make the move just yet. Of course, he doesn't need to make it, but obviously it is a lot nicer to have first place on the road, Lee, at the end of the race.
Oh yeah, I mean, like sometimes when like you could have maybe not deserved like a warning, maybe like getting out of the way of traffic or something. Not traffic. What I'm on about, another car that's crashed on track or something. You know, sometimes the game does that, but hey, you still want to be guaranteed that position, really. That's the way I look at it.
7/10 still separate the top two. He can't break that DRS window whatsoever. 2/10. Mars is caught right up to the back again of Beckett and H. Bosworth. I think he's making a mistake on lap 18. Gets right up close to the back of that Alfa Romeo rear wing. He's got a good exit though on Beckett. I think he's going to have a go round the outside on this somewhat straight in towards Spoon curve. He's got the inside for Spoon. They come together, and I think Mars has just been able to save it. But it's always a bit of a risky move, trying it there at the start of a Spoon curve. Tim run out of battery. They've both run out of battery now. He has got the aid of DRS, but he still hasn't got enough to get past, and Dark Stomper might be able to come back a little bit, Lee.
Ooh, you see Mars pushing hard, and
Mars is spins front round. And it's really not been Mars's day today. He's got to be careful not to get involved with any drivers. I think he's safe to go through now. He is, and he hasn't got any damage again. He's still in the points, so he can still get himself a couple of points. Milan 1/10 behind Iggy Combo, just wasn't able to take 7th place off the Williams driver. 5/10 separate the top two, Lee.
Yeah,
and
it's,
obviously crucially, go on.
Sorry, it's getting quite close. They are proper. He's proper keeping on the gearbox of him, and I think the best move would be to possibly save the ERS for a bit and just keep in the DRS window.
Yeah, I think that's right. He's got more opportunities to save his battery, of course, with the aid of DRS pulling him along, and the slipstream, of course, because he is right in that slipstream window. He's not using any now, but it is hard to charge it up. So it looks like we're going to have a new race winner tonight, Lee, as it stands at the moment, because Tim hasn't won a race in Tuesday night yet. Been with us for about 5 or 6 races, had a 2nd place, and that's the only time he's been on the podium so far, and that was in Britain, and he had a really good race there as well. But as I said, looking like unless something can start closing up that gap with those hard tyres, potentially being the most optimal tyre over the medium soon, but I'm not seeing that happen just yet. Milan down the inside of Iggy Combo takes 7th place eventually, and getting some decent points for Red Bull, which is needed in this race. Is definitely a good amount of points at the moment for Red Bull.
Yeah, I mean,
Phoenix has passed Judsanti as well. Sorry, carry on, Lee. Oh, Judsanti getting right on the back of the gearbox of Phoenix. That was pretty close.
Yeah, it was getting quite close between them two, but with Phoenix being on the fresher tyres at the moment, Judsanti's kind of pushing it now to try and get that position back.
Just going back to the leaders, Lee. 4/10. You don't want to miss yellow flag. Marshall has retired in the pit lane, and Tim still stuck behind that Sofina rear wing of the Williams. And it's all he's seen for the last few laps. Maybe we need to check out the website to see what the sponsor is. 6 seconds now separate Tim and Dark Stomper. 14 now in this race. Started with 17, we've only lost 3, and I think for Japan that's not too bad actually.
Sorry, I'm just typing at the moment.
No worries. Bazza Boy is right at the back of Judd Santi, trying to fight for that position. They've both got DRS, so crucially. Is he going to have a go into turn 1? He's thinking about it, but he hasn't got enough to go into turn 1. It is quite a difficult place to overtake, because turn 1 is no braking zone. Great traction for, and Buzzer Boy has been spun round, and really not having a good race. Some of these drivers really unlucky for Buzzer Boy, as he's now in last place, retired on track.
Yep, well.
3/10, 2/10 separate the top two. Now 13 drivers left in this race. It's getting very, very close. For a couple of these drivers, it's getting seriously close. At the front, 3/10. And I'm not sure what is going to happen here. Obviously, Valerie needs Tim to get a penalty, and obviously Tim is going to try as hard as he can not to get the penalty, but he needs utmost concentration. We don't know how many warnings he's actually got. You can get 2 before your penalty, so 2 warnings and then a 3rd strike, and your 3-second time penalty is slapped right on your time. and you have to serve that at the end of the race. 7/10 separates 7th and 8th. That battle has been going on for quite a while. Milan hasn't been able to get out of that DRS window, as it sent 6.5 seconds into the gap between Tim and Dark Stomper. Not a usual race for Dark Stomper this. He's used to being right at the top of the pack most weeks, but not looking like that's going to be the case as we're about to go on to lap 24. A lot of corner cutting there, look like, and there's a bit of a mistake from Velo, and Tim takes the lead of the Japanese Grand Prix on Tuesday Night Racing, and Velo is really not going to be happy about that, and that could have caused a big incident. Tim was great reactions to not tangle with Velo, but yeah, Tim takes the lead.
And he's already gained a 1.25 seconds nearly. So that mistake has cost Velo very dearly. That the gap pretty much sits over 4 seconds at the moment, in terms of including penalties.
Yeah, that is shame for Velo. He could come back, of course. He's still got a few laps left. He can get a penalty. Tim can make a mistake. Anything can happen in that respect. 7/10 is between Albert and Phoenix. But Phoenix has got a penalty. He's got a 3-second time penalty. So as it stands, if he gets past, he won't get any points in this race. And it's a shame because the first half of this race was pretty good from him. And Albert is spun round and he's hit Phoenix. It's all been going on today. And Phoenix is now definitely not going to get any points. Albert made a mistake, hit the curb in the S's up the hill in sector 1, and has now cost him and Phoenix dearly. Now Iggy has overtaken Milan, and Mars goes past as well. I think Milan made a mistake there, Lee. So we're getting right to the end of this race, and when these guys cross the line, they'll have 3 laps, half laps to go for the top 2, and it looks like Tim may get the win in this race, Lee. And a big kick of oversteer there for Velo. He's really trying to push, and he wants his win back, but obviously that 3-second time penalty is going to be costing him dear.
I'm sorry, I just noticed here it's getting quite close between Mars and Iggy Combo. They're really scrapping it out, and then Milan, this is allowing Milan to gain on them.
Getting super close between these two, trying to go round the outside is Mars, and that was never going to work. In Milan Massimo looking to have a go. Drismic Albert is out of the race as well. I don't think that's going to cause a VSC or anything to that measure. 8/10 is now the gap between the top 2. Obviously, keep saying that time penalty crucial. 12. Not very unusual for Tuesday, I'd usually say.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a bit, what would be the word, topsy-turvy.
It has been a bit topsy-turvy. These two at the front have got no battery left, but crucially they both have no battery left. So they're on an even keel at the minute. And still yellow flag again. That looks like could be. I wasn't too sure who that was then, actually. Oh, it was Velo. He's gone out of DRS range. He's out of the picture altogether. Dark Stomper is not too far behind now. And Dark Stomper can see him, and you can tell that Dark Stomper is pushing. I don't know what's going to happen here. I'm not sure if he's got wing damage or... He has
wing damage.
Below He was in the fight for the lead here. He was comfortably in the lead at the start of this race. He might drop down to third place. He can't pit now. We're on the last lap, actually. Is Dark Stomper going to get it at the line? I don't think he is. Oh, no, sorry. We're not on the last lap. It looked like we were. Sorry, it's Tim. It's come to getting too excited there. Dark Stomper does take second place. And Valou is gone down to third. That was a little bit embarrassing there. That would have been a really good end. Roo, he's got a big kick of oversteer there. H. Bosworth, really good race from H. Bosworth today.
Yeah, he's managing to be quite consistent tonight, to be honest, but he's got a penalty, so that is going to weigh him down unless he could get that gap opened up by, I think he only has the...
Sorry, Lee, Milan is going to overtake on Mars, and he gets the move done into turn one, and pretty comfortably into turn one as we're on the last lap for these drivers now, and looking like Tim is going to have this sorted for this race. And what a great stint, the second part after the safety car. He really has made it happen. Dark Stomper has got a little bit lucky though with that second place below. He's really had a very good race though, and we see Tim come around the chicane for the final time to win for the first time in Tuesday Night Racing. He's done it, and Tim wins the Japanese Grand Prix in Tuesday Night Racing. Dark Stomper comes home in second. Championship leader still getting his 18 points in the bag, and Valou, the Williams driver with half a front wing remaining, has come to cross the line in third place, hits the wall as he finishes the race. I think that is, I think he's showing his feeling for the end of that race there, Lee.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I would be a bit quite annoyed, but as we see Roo coming around in fourth, H. Bosworth gets bumped down into fifth, into sixth, sorry. Becca. Sorry, as we see Iggy Cumbo and Milan.
They're fighting, three of them are fighting at the end of the race. Mars is going to have a go for the line, and Milan Massimo takes seventh place, and Iggy and Mars come 8th and 9th. Sorry, we didn't catch all of that. Judge Santi going to come home in 10th for his single point, but it looks like Phoenix just outside the points. We're just waiting for Josmic now, coming out of the chicane and about to finish this Japanese Grand Prix.
So, the driver of the day, Milan Massimo.
I was not too sure actually. I probably would have given it to Valou, to be honest, just for his first time out. But he did make some mistakes at the end. We'll see if we're going to get some interviews, guys. Anyway. Just seeing in the Discord chat, Brandon says he's actually really doesn't like Japan.
Just give me a moment.
So we'll just go for our final order quickly. We've got Tim in first place, winning his first race. Dark Stomper in second, Valou in third, Roo in fourth, fifth is Beckett, sixth is H. Bosworth, seventh is Milan Massimo, we have Combo in eighth, Mars is ninth, Josh Santi is in 10th, 11th was Phoenix, 12th was Drismic, Albert, Isaboy, Marshall, Carl, Baloche, Ayub, all didn't finish this race.
Done.
Have you done all three of you?
Hello.
Hiya, mate.
Could you make sure you have your audio settings correct? Thank you. Just before we get underway with the interviews.
Right, it's on now. Oh, I threw that win away so hard.
Hiya,
Track
guys.
limits are so annoying.
So we'll just go to just make sure all you guys got your audio settings right, as we just said to fellow there. Just make sure everyone's ready to go. So, Tim, congratulations, mate! Your first win in Tuesday night. How do you feel that went then?
Yeah, thanks. So it was a great race. Yeah, pretty nervous end because CAG Velo was very fast on Suzuka. So I looked for overtake, but on the straight line he was just had a better exit out of the last corner. But yeah, it was a great race, and he makes a couple of kind of faults, so I can overtake him out of that, and then I took the win. So very happy.
Yeah, well, after that safety car restart, which I have to say, below was actually seemed like a really good restart, but didn't fool Tim whatsoever. So I think that's where you got away, and Dark Stomper sort of lost out from then on. But were you always going to pick the same strategies below did, Tim?
Yes, for soft medium.
Yeah.
The standard strategy said soft hard, but I was wondering if I can do soft medium, so that's what kind of worked out. And pretty nice with the safety car on that lap, because I was planning to pit on that lap, so it was pretty nice.
Yeah, and of course the way you took the lead as well was very close from hero to zero. Of course,
Yes.
it was that was pretty close. Got anything to ask there?
Like you see when you seen that Valo end up getting that exceeding track limits penalty pop up. Like how did that make you feel? Did you know that you were able to relax a wee bit more, or were you a bit more worried? Like
No, I just be calm and drive the race out, and then no stress. So if you stress, you make faults. So it was just pretty calm.
Well, great race from you, and congratulations on your first win here.
Yes, thanks.
Right, wow, second place, Dark Stomper, Brandon. Bet you feel a little bit lucky, don't you?
Yeah, these two are a lot faster than me. This track. This is one of our worst tracks, so.
Okay.
Yeah, me fair play to them. They had a lot faster pace than me, so I couldn't really do much. I was just hoping for puncture or something at the end for them, because the mediums were a bit of a stretch. So.
Yeah, so overall, do you think it was quite good for you getting second? Would you say it's one of your worst tracks?
Yeah, I was surprised. I didn't know, because Fatality was still racing, and obviously Veloci didn't have. I don't know what happened to Veloci, to be honest. Just ended up retiring. I saw halfway through the race or something, but I reckon I would have had more of a battle on my hands, because those two just pulled away from me. I don't know how good Fatality is at this track either, so he might have beaten me, he might not have done, but I'm happy with the second on that track.
Yeah, so yeah, you had a pretty quiet race, really. I was quite surprised you didn't do the same soft mediums, so I'm guessing you didn't have confidence in doing that.
Well, I stuck my tyres on like 17% at the start of the race. When I pitted, they were on like 78%, because I did my lap on the softs in the wet, and I was sliding all over the place, and it completely ruined my tyres. So I didn't get any fresh tyres at the start, so I had to get onto the hards, and then the safety car came out pretty much a lap after I pitted, which kind of messed.
Yeah, true. Yeah, the safety car just didn't really work for you. Have you got anything to add, Lee, or miss? Or?
No, I think everything's covered. I mean, you drove a great race today. I mean, managing to get that second, especially at a track that you don't necessarily like. I mean, it feels so much more rewarding to to get up there and get get a podium. I think I said win back there 2 seconds ago, but getting the second place, you know.
Yeah, it's going to help with championship standards, especially with Veloce retiring. So
Yeah. So, Velo, well done for your third place. I know that's not what you wanted by any means, but
Yeah.
how did you think your first race went?
I mean, yeah, it was good. Like, I had really good quali, and then the rain kind of helped me because, like, I don't know, I'm just like, you know, Q1 and Q2 started raining, and then I think like the inters helped, where people went on slicks. So like,
Mm-hmm.
and then I thought it was going really well because I was pole by like 7 tenths in Q3.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm pretty confident now. The race was really close between me and Tim, but the pace was really similar. So
Yeah.
I was just thinking, I just need to not get a penalty. Then what do? I'll lose my rear and then like just go a bit wide and get a penalty. So then I was just like, yeah, right, I just hope he makes a mistake, but I made a mistake, and then the worn out mediums just
Caught you out.
losing my rear. Yeah, they were on
Just
like
caught you
75% at the end.
out. What were yours on, Tim? Actually, out of curiosity, did you know? Sort of towards the end.
That he had a penalty.
No, sorry. What percent were your tyres on at the end of the race? Was
Oh
it getting
yeah,
close
yeah.
to a puncture?
Yeah, no, the tires are like 65%. So yeah, at the beginning, at the end of the safety car, really spare my tires. But
Right.
then I was trying to push and get the overtake on Velo. So
Well. Anyway, so yeah, it was unlucky for you making that mistake. It was lucky you didn't collect Tim in the process actually, because that would have been really not very good. So I suppose in that sense, it was very lucky.
I wouldn't have minded.
I know you wouldn't have.
Yeah, no,
Go on.
I switched to traction off yesterday, so like
Right.
that's probably why I spun. If I stayed on
Okay.
medium just for this, I would have been alright. But
Well, okay. Well, it was very good for your first race, Hugh. Is this your first league race with no TC then?
yeah,
Oh, okay. Well, I think that's a pretty good effort, isn't it, fellas? Just turn
Yeah.
TC off.
Yeah.
To be almost winning the race. I mean, to be honest, if there hadn't been a safety car, I think you probably would have won it. I think it's fair to say.
if I didn't get a penalty, I would have won. I think I spun as well because I was like really trying to push then. Then I kind of got annoyed. So I was like, how is that a penalty? I just can't be bothered now.
Yeah,
I
it's
just
one of those things, isn't it? It is a bit harsh sometimes, but
and then I lost my rear and then I had to do that. And then it's not like I gained anything out of it.
yeah. Anyway, guys, China next week, love or hate?
Love, I like that track.
really big hate on the track. I literally hate it.
It's one of my best
It's
tracks.
It's one of my baddest tracks overall. It's so bad. I think the long first corner that makes the first corner, that's probably say enough for me on this track. It's very bad. I don't like it.
Dark Stomper? Brandon, you say?
Oh,
He's gone off. No, anyway, yeah, China. So we've got China next week, and then that'll be halfway through the season at that point. So obviously, so interesting to see then, Tim, with you, where you come with one of your least favourite tracks.
Yeah, I'll be training, and then see if I can settle a couple of good lap times. But I don't expect one.
Well, it is going to be really interesting, I think, this rest of the season, especially if you all stay, because there's you, Dark Stomp obviously below now, and Veloce and Bazza Boy and Mars on their days. You're all sort of in that same pace range, I think. So we've seen it a few times before where you're all quite close in the last few weeks. That'll be exciting to see. it's exciting to see next week onwards. So anyway, yeah, we'll wrap this up, guys. So just a quick thing. Tomorrow we've got SRM round 4 Canada. I think that's going to be potentially me and Lee doing that tomorrow. We've got Tea Time, which will be an upload from me from Tea Time Friday League. And Sunday, obviously Tim's with us on Sunday, aren't you, mate? We've got Bahrain this Sunday. You only good at that?
Yeah, Bahrain. It's not my best track, but it's okay.
We'll have to, so we've got Bahrain, and then on Monday we've also got Canada in Monday night racing, and Tuesday night racing, as I said, we're at China next week. So obviously thanks for tuning in for this Japanese Grand Prix. Make sure to like, share and subscribe. And from me it's goodbye, and from Lee,
Peace out.
So yeah, we'll catch you tomorrow night for SRM at round 4 at Canada. Cheers, guys.
Well done, Tim. Well done, Roxy.